Guys, this is my custom Invincible. Now guys, I have been posting like sneak peek pictures of it on my TikTok, and here it's finally out. So later today, actually Sunday, because it's Saturday today, I'll go be dropping a Nightwing custom. Basically made in the same way this Invincible custom's made. Let's dive right into it. How did I make this custom? Why did I make this custom? And what do you need to make this custom? Let's get into it. So why did I make this custom to begin with? It's probably the fact that Invincible Season 2 dropped, and that was gas. I mean, I hated the two-parter, but they came back with a banger. But now I'm yearning for a Season 3. I'm yearning for it. Like, I can't wait for 2 years, bro. I need a time machine now. Like, dude, they keep on giving us these long-awaited movies, and then they hit us with a part 2, or just straight up take it away from us last minute. Like, Spider-Man Part 2 was pushed back. Like, bro, what are you doing to us? What are you doing to us? Soon in the future, people are probably gonna get boring, and people are probably gonna get, people are probably gonna get tired of waiting for these two-parters and just honestly give up on these franchises. Like, deadass, I'm like so serious. Because I'm almost at the point where I'm sick and tired of these two-parters and these long-awaited wait days. But it does count, it does pay off sometimes, because they do be dropping better quality videos and better quality stuff. But they could have lied to us, say like, oh, we didn't have it, footage or animated, season 2 or part 2, yeah, the rest of it. But they just said they had to wait and make us anticipate on it. Like, bro, what is you talking about right now, man? Just give us season 2 all together, so we'll get more pumped for season 3. But we already are pumped for season 3, because I can't wait to see Mark and his blue suit. I was thinking about doing blue suit Mark, but I realized that the yellow suit is what he has right now, and probably in the future when season 3 comes out, I might revisit this custom and just straight up repaint it, because there's nothing really too different from Mark's blue and yellow suit to his blue and black suit. Nothing really different, just different paint scheme, nothing too different on the sculpting or anything like that. Now in the future, I might buy more of these body coon figures, and that's how I made it. I made it off the base of a body coon figure. So let's dive right into, how I made it plus what you need. So the figure is basically the base mold, nothing really too much, and you only need is paint, clay, and the body coon figure. SH Figure Arts Body Coon action figure, and it actually comes out really good. Even the bootleg ones turn out really good. You don't even need to get the real deluxe one. The bootleg ones turn out really good, and they're basically like awesome. Now, when I was doing photography pictures, as you will see at the end of the video, and also on my TikTok, and in the thumbnail, as I was one of my photography pictures, I lost one of the fisted hands while I was doing photography outside, so now it's just stuck with the phone holding hand, or the basically aiming punch hand or something like that. I don't know, but I will be replacing the fist hand with another fist hand once I buy another Figma Coon figure base mold, or just get a grabbing hand and just do that. But this figure turned out really nice. The joints on it are really good, really tight, and basically built for Invincible. And I can't wait for SH Figure Arts or even just Mayfex to drop their own Invincible. Like, for real, they dropped their own Invincible. But this figure turned out really good. I like the glossy paint and the glossiness that came out of the paint. The paint I used dried really fast. It's minimum to no real paint rub on this figure. You can get them in pretty good dynamic poses and other things such as that. So let's go over basically the paints you're going to need and the type of clay you're going to need. Or I used, at least, that turned out really nicely. So let's dive right into it. This is the custom paint, or just the paints and simply you're gonna need. You're gonna need these. And these are paints I got from my sister, and they worked really nicely. They dry pretty quickly, and they're pretty durable. Kind of sticky at first, pretty durable. And I used the white for the eyes. Generally, you have to use much white paint. Used a lot of yellow and blue for like the main color scheme, and a lot of black. So the yellow, and then this lighting kind of looks like a goldish yellow, but it's just a simple type of a dark, very, very base yellow. It's not too light. Like my very first Invincible custom, I'll drop it. It's in my playlist with custom figures, Q Kane's Customs. basically for that custom figure, I used a lighter yellow that turned out really tan like in certain lightings, and it just didn't look good. But this one looks better, and also better body mode it's based off of. And on top of that, I spent more time on it than I actually, thought it through. So yeah, but basically this custom basically needed a more brighter yellow color, and also the black for the body. Pretty simple. And these two blue paints, since this blue was like more of a lighter blue, slightly lighter than normal darkish blue or blue primary blue, I mixed it with this one. Mixed it with Atlantis, and I mixed it with primary blue, and I put like a dot and like a big bat at this, and it came out pretty nice. Let's get a closer look. It's like a bright blue, like a brightish blue, like slightly bright. I used a little bit of the primary blue to touch up some of the paint rub when I was messing with it between paints being set, and it turned out pretty nicely. Now, later down the year, if I'm not like really comfortable with it, I probably will like lighten up the blue just a tad bit, but right now it looks really good as it is right now, and I don't really think it needs any more lightened blue or anything like that. Now, the yellow some of the times is kind of very faded. I should put more layers on it, but I feel like it was good as it was right now. So yeah, and also it's the black for the hair as well. And let's get into how I made the hair. Now, you're going to be needing Corolla clay like I did last time for my other custom. I used it for mainly all the sculpting work for the head, and I might use it for the rest of the body if I make a figure that needs like seams in its suit, since Invincible suit is more just like really skin tight. I was thinking about making his goggles, sculpting those in, but whatever. I'm probably gonna take a fine tip Sharpie and outline these. Also outline the circle type emblem, because at certain angles when it's pointing down looks like an M, but up here looks like a circle, and front it is a circle, is a curve. But yeah, so like later on I will be basically taking a fine tip Sharpie, since I don't have one in my pretty much case right now, and the stores around me are pretty far, and I need to get this figure, custom figure done, because I promised you I was going to give you this guy on Saturday of this weekend, April 13th. So yeah, but basically with this custom, it turned out really nicely. Our articulation is perfect for Mark Grayson and his type of figure, and what type of acrobatic skills we're going to be putting him into. It's basically just more fighting poses and flying poses, but it works really well for this figure. Now, for my plans, as I did tell you guys, my, custom from scratch DC figures, I basically will be buying a bunch of these SH Figure Arts Bodycoon figures offline and customizing them and repolishing them into custom Marvel figures, Image Comics figures, and also all sorts of other figures. I'm buying about 4 more to 3 more in the next year, and I'm going to be making 2 of those into a Superman and Batman. I'm also going to be turning the other 2 into a Green Lantern or a Flash and, I guess, Plastic Man. Or actually, not scratch that. I probably will be buying 5 because I'm going to try to buy another one of these guys and customize him into a Spider-Man, because this figure's articulation is really reminiscent of like a Spider-Man type figure, and I actually really enjoy it. The hands do pop off really easily, but I like that because I'm going to be using a lot of these guys for stop motions and stuff. I will be hitting you guys with the Invincible stop motion this weekend, actually. Just a short test stop motion with these figures, and fighting against somebody like, I don't know, the Juggernaut, like a bigger, bulkier type figure. And yeah, so I feel like that would be a cool little stop motion, but like 2 minute, 3 minute stop motion, little test stop motion I'm going to give you guys. But yeah, so yeah, and then for a bigger type of muscular type bod figures that are not like Invincible, like Omni-Man, I probably will be taking the DC Icons figures, like those figures, and customizing them into the DC figures. So I either will be taking the SH Figure Arts Bodycoon figures and making them into more DC characters, or just straight up buying and getting my hands on the DC Icons figures online and customizing those to give them more articulation. Because this Cyborg actually is really good articulated. I don't really think I need to do much to him because he is vastly taller than Mark. And yeah, so I feel like this figure is actually really good. My very first Diamond Side figure. So basically, DC Icons. So basically, pretty simple. I will be putting a lot more effort into buying these SH Figure Arts Body Coon figures, and also buying a lot more DC Icons offline, because DC Icons, they discontinued, but their figures are still out there. There's at least like thousands and thousands of them out there for buyers, and they're getting rid of them pretty easily because DC Icons is kind of going out of style. But in my opinion, I feel like DC Icons is probably the best DC 6-inch line out there, and I don't know why they discontinued it, since the articulation wasn't the best, but it was good enough to get you some good figures for a pretty decent price, and with really good sculpt work. Like, I don't understand why they discontinued it. And then McFarlane took over the DC action figure line, and they've given us these McFarlane figures that are 7-inch that basically are just overpriced bags of bones. Like, the QC issues on these figures are insane. But yeah, so I will be taking a lot more of a liking on trying to buy as much DC Icon figures I can online. So basically, that whole action figure from Scratch Figures will be scrapped in case or unless you guys want me to keep on doing that figure line. But that idea is going to be scrapped, and is going to be continued with the SH Figure Arts Coon custom figures, because I'm going to be making a lot more of these figures, basically making teenage figures out of these figures, like Kid Flash, Nightwing. Like earlier, you're going to see Nightwing. You're going to see the Nightwing custom tomorrow, but like Nightwing, characters like Impulse and Robin and Beast Boy and Blue Beetle are going to be these SH Figure Arts Body Coon figures. So I'm going to be putting a lot more of my time trying to find more of the DC Icon figures, since I already have a Green Lantern and a Aquaman already. So yeah, so I'm going to be putting a lot more of my efforts trying to find the DC Icons Batman and Superman. So yeah, or I either will be buying the Kin body, I don't know what it's called, but right up here, the body mode for those like more bigger, bulkier 6-inch figures, I probably will be buying those maybe to match up with these figures, because these figures are a lot more of a teenage, skinnier type of little person, like, you know, adolescent type body. It's not really too much on this figure. So yeah, but let's go over accessories real quick, because I already gave you what I used for this figure and the paint. So basically, nothing really had to change about the figure at all. I didn't even sand it down. The next SH Figure Arts custom I'm going to be making, I'm going to be sanding it down and figuring how to take all of it apart bit by bit. I only figured out how to take the torso apart and the head apart. That was the easiest parts to take off, but everything else I didn't want to risk breaking or cracking into two. But yeah, there's a lot more paint rub on the joints in the shoulders, the legs, in the back of the legs, and that's only real paint rub. Also, the torso is a little bit of paint rub right there. Right there's a lot more paint rub on the diaphragm joint, but it's not too much. You could just, you know, basically buff it up in stop motion editing, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so let's go over the ins and outs of basically the accessories I made for this figure. Now, Mark doesn't need much accessories. Figure Arts Body Coon figures. Now, he doesn't need too many accessories, that's what I said. But with the accessories and the hands that came up with this figure, all these other grabby hands, I'll probably use it for buffer hands or something like that. Like the gun hand, Mark doesn't use a gun. Don't really think he needs a reason to use one. I might use that for alternate Mark that actually use guns. But yeah, so I will be buying a lot more of these figures that actually make alternate Marks, actually variant art Marks, like Sinister Mark and Mohawk Mark and all sorts of the figures. But yeah, so basically I will be dropping a lot more Mark customs from different universes and stuff like that. So basically simple, just repainted the Figma Coon body hands, the favorite SS Figure Arts Bodycoon figure hands, like the open hands and the grabby hands and the relaxed palm hands. So let's just tell you and show you guys how all those fit on him. Let's start it off. Here, open palm, open hands, and what I was saying earlier, like the yellow paint is very thin. It's very thin. And yeah, so the next figure I'm probably gonna buy a lot more of the white Bodycoon figures or the gray ones, since I feel like gray does carry on, paint does carry on in gray a little bit better, but this is tan, so like the hands the paint could do better on the hands. Hands, the other fisted hand I lost, so like just one fist hand. These hands in the pretty much packaging with this Bodycoon figure. So I got the peace sign hands, more Mark Grayson personality, do the coyote pose. T-finger hand. It was him out, sir. Basically happening. Palm hands, and also kind of flight posed hands too, if you want to use that. Pretty tight, but flight pose hands. Got this picture. But yeah, not least the, I guess, magic hands, or like the expression open palm type hands. I don't know, like, oh my gosh, crazy hands, or like gesture hands when he's talking or something like that. I don't know, but yeah. So let's do some size comparisons real quick. Let me prop this guy up, get him real evened out, you know what I'm saying? Real evened out, his articulation all good and stuff. And let's size him up with some figures. Off with DC Icons Cyborg, and like I said, he's fairly taller than the Bodycoon figures. Now I might take like a hair dryer and actually straighten out the legs, like because the legs have a slight bend inward to them. So I could take a heat gun or something and straighten them out like that, and maybe that will add like a centimeter of height to the figure. But I don't think it's gonna make too much of a difference. I could try it out with my Nightwing custom if I'm able to do a little bit more on that figure. But it's already finished, so you guys are gonna get a bigger video on it tomorrow. So yeah. But the figure is like vastly shorter than the Cyborg. Even with the Cyborg, it's a little bit, crouching over. Or like even with the legs aren't even fully locked out. He's vastly taller than him. I could use, stop motion, angles to make everybody look the same height or taller or shorter than the other. But I don't really want to do that. So yeah. But yeah. So let's put that figure back, and let's take this guy out, put him next to a Marvel Legends Spider-Man, as you guys all know. The spin-off Spider-Man sneak peek, or Agent Spider, bruh. I might make an Agent Spider custom. I ain't gonna hold you. He's a cool design-wise character. And I do want to see if I can mimic the pouches and the belts and the tech designs all over his suit. But yeah, my next real custom idea I have is going to be buying 3 more of these Bodycoon figures and turning at least 2 of those into like DC characters or something like that. But I'm going to be taking one of those characters and making them into a Spider-Man. Like collectibles, I don't remember his name, but I put up a picture right here, over yonder. Basically, I'm going to make a custom OG black and blue and red suit Spider-Man. Or either trying to recreate the final suit Spider-Man figure or Ultimate Spider-Man, with shading, adding black and blue shading on top of the figure. And also trying my best to actually use a heat gun and some sculpt wise to edge in the webbing, or to either raise the webbing on the figure. And basically sanding down on the figure, and basically just doing a lot more prep work on this type of figure and trying to make it the best I can and do better than I did on this Invincible custom. And let's take that out here, take that Marvel Legends out here, because they're vastly shorter than Marvel Legends. And let's put them next to one of my older Bodycoon figures that I don't think I ever made a figure custom video on, was the Robin. And this actually was the OG Invincible figure I made. It's the same body, but I just turned it into a Robin. So it turned out pretty nicely, and I feel like this suits more Robin's skinnier teenage body since he is like a kid. But yeah, I did a little repaint on the shoulders, and I will be buying some fabric action figure capes from SH Figure Arts. Basically the hood, ripped up cape off of Temu for $4. I got a lot of my figures. Got a lot of my stuff lately off of Temu. I'm addicted to it. I'm sorry, man. I'm addicted to Temu. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm addicted to it, like for real. But enough of that. So yeah, I'm only painting that sword though, and this is mainly Tim Drake's design, but I might just give it Damian Wayne type of stuff. But I don't know for sure though. I don't know for sure. Maybe in the future, if I get bored, I'll probably just buy another SH Figure Arts body configure, just turn this into, I don't know, a Blue Beetle or something. But he came out really good as Robin, so I'm probably gonna just keep him as Robin. But yeah, that's the end of the custom, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And this is my custom Invincible. And I kind of searched up Invincible customs, and I realized Spoon Dude made a custom figure out of the same body type for Invincible, and I did not know this. I watched this video a couple of years ago when I was like in middle school or junior high, but like, dude, I did not, when I was making this custom, I did not realize he actually made a custom in the same way. But congrats to Spoon Dude, because it kind of was based off of him, and the final finishing touches with the hair. Now, he did his hair more slicked back. I wanted to do more of a parter type, different, unique type of hair design on Mark, since it is my custom. And I didn't want to do the slick back hair because I already did that on my past custom. I want to try something a little bit more different. I should have kept the ears, open, but it is what it is. And I will be taking a fine tip Sharpie later on and basically outlining all the fine pieces and also adding a smirk or just a blank face expression. But yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys liked the video, and as always guys, have a blessed day, and as always guys, be